This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
It's Wednesday, September 9th, on time for the Barbados Today evening updates. With the news, I'm Freundel Stuart. Shocked by the devastation in Dominica, Prime Minister Freundel Stuart pledges $100,000 to facilitate recovery efforts there. The promise for financial aid came after Minister Stuart toured parts of the country hardest hit by Tropical Storm Erika.
That $100,000 should be made available to Dominica as soon as possible, and of course we will put all the machinery in place necessary to ensure that that money is received in this country post haste, because we recognize that this is money that is needed to try to get this country back on its feet and to get some normalcy restored to the lives of our people.
The Barbadian leader says the Caribbean island is in dire need of help and CARICOM must step in as a matter of urgency.
And I was astounded, quite frankly, by what I saw. I mean, it's one thing to sit down in Barbados and to watch news and hear news reports about what happened here, but that is just to walk, as it were, by faith, to come and walk by sight, and to actually see what happened here in Dominica was shocking for me. And then, of course, to go on the tour on which I was carried this afternoon into certain areas to see close up what this country went through. It is really a very difficult period for the people of Dominica.
Prime Minister Stuart is due back home later this evening. The Royal Barbados Police Force clears the air on information surrounding the investigation into the murder of Melanie Eversley. Firemen who were responding to a bushfire in Jordan St. George found Eversley's body last Thursday, just after midday. Police Relations Officer David Welch says there has been what he described as misinformation fed to the public about reports received by lawmen on the day of the murder.
The force emphatically denies the following: that a struggle was pointed out by a transport board driver to a policeman on board the bus, that the Commissioner of Police has summoned any constable to his office for failure to intervene into a fight between a man and a woman on September the 3rd, 2016 at Jordan St. George, that any transport board driver was involved in pointing out any police officer in a line of exercise, and that the Commissioner of Police had ordered personnel attached to the District B Police Station to write statements with regards to the discovery of Eversley's body. It is regrettable that such misguided information could be put out for public consumption.
Meantime, police are on the hunt for a man who robbed the service station in Redmond's Village in St. James last night. According to police spokesman David Welch, the perpetrator, who had his face covered at the time, entered the gas station brandishing a firearm around 9:50 p.m. and robbed the cashier of an undisclosed sum of money. No one was injured during the incident. And police are still trying to find out the identity of a man found in the shallow draft in the city. The body of the man, who is believed to be in his late 50s to early 60s, was found a week ago. The deceased, who was not clothed at the time, is dark in complexion, slim build, about 5 feet 6 inches tall, has grey and black hair to the sides, and has a white beard. Anyone who can assist in identifying the deceased is asked to call police number 430-7676 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477. This winter season, it will be one of the busiest for Grantley Adams International Airport, with more than 200 100,000 passengers expected to pass through in December alone. Operations Manager of the GAIA, Jason Innes, says starting November 6, there will be an increase in flights to the island, and that will occur until April 10 next year. It's expected that a total of 387 flights will land at the Seawell Christchurch facility during the period, an increase of 53 flights over last winter season. Passenger numbers are also expected to increase by 15%. Innes says to facilitate the influx, seating areas at the facility will be boosted.
The design capacity initially for the airport during our expansion back in 2005 was for 1,600 passengers. So consider the numbers I gave you earlier. And the seating at that time was almost 1,000, 900 something seats. Since then, we've gone up by 30% to about 1,200 seats in the departure seating area, and our regional lounge now we're up to 125 seats. Next slide. How are you going to handle this increase in activity at the airport?
There are now 31 new justices of the peace in Barbados. The new JPs, 20 men and 11 women, took the oath before Governor General Sir Elliot Belgrave in a ceremony held at Government House earlier today. Emphasizing on the importance of the post administered, Sir Elliot advised the new JPs to refrain from engaging in any unlawful or underhanded practices. In sports now, the Barbados Rally Club's 2015 Chauffet Mud Dog Safari and Safari Novice Championships are making ready for round 4 to be held on September 20. Once again, with just 2 more chances available for off-road crews to score points, it looks set to be a hard-fought climax to the season. The points are the reverse of how things stood at this point last year, when Derek Gill and Andrew Croney were leading the driver and navigator standings respectively by just 4 points from Leslie Allen and Chris O'Neill, who went on to win last year's titles by the narrowest possible margin, in mud dog terms, that is, of 2 points. This year, with 2 wins in the season's 3 events so far, including a record-breaking 7th win from the June of Arlene, the Suzuki crew has the upper hand by the same margin of 4 points.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Discharge my duties as Prime Minister and do right to all manner of people without fear or favor, affection or ill will.
With these words, Dr. Keith Rowley became Trinidad and Tobago's 7th Prime Minister. In a ceremony this afternoon, Rowley was swept into office 2 days ago, pledged to be a government for all the people.
So today, I give you the assurance that the team that you put in place as government of Trinidad and Tobago will make every effort to ensure that whatever we have available to us give us the best opportunity to be the best that we can be.
Also taking the oath of office was retired Chief of Staff of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, Major Edmund Dillon, who is the new Minister of National Security, and Attorney Faris Alwari as Attorney General. Prime Minister Rowley says the remainder of his cabinet will be announced on Friday. And on the international scene, Guatemala's former president will stand trial on corruption charges. Prosecutors accuse Otto Perez Molina of masterminding a scheme where businesses bribed officials to clear their imports through customs at a low tax rate. Perez Molina resigned as president last week after Congress lifted his political immunity following months of anti-corruption protests. He will remain in jail until the trial in 3 months' time. And that's news and sports. For the very latest, all day, every day, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb. Subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and you can like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Freundel Stuart. Good evening.